Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Sweet Paddy from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. Today, you've seen in the title, how to cheat your way to a nice collection. And this is just a wee tip for people out there who, like me, are a bit cheapskatey. And, I do like my expensive knives now, but I have to save for them, or I have to sell things to get them. So there is a pleasure in doing that, absolutely. But when you get one or two good knives, to fill out that genre, don't buy, 6 or 7 really expensive knives. This is how I've done it all the way along. The knives that I bought, see these 3 here, they've been with me about 8 years. Now, why have they been with me about 8 years? Because these are all lockbacks, by the way, and it was just what I picked out at the time when my head thought about it. It's a little Rough Rider. It is beautiful in the Stonework series. It's a beautiful little small Barlow, but it's a lockback Barlow. I think it cost me £7 or £8 when I bought it. Fantastic. Super little knife, 440A, razor sharp. I mean, this will do anything that most bigger knives will do. Well, it could do with a sharp one too. Strangely, I use it. It's a 5th pocket knife, as is this. And this was my 5th pocket knife before I knew it was called a 5th pocket knife, because I just put it naturally in there in my jeans before that ever became a thing in my head that I knew about. This is a little San Remo. San Remo have been going for years and years. They've been an OEM to lots of different companies, but they used to make their own knives. This is San Remo in Chinese. They made fantastic smaller knives. This is in brass and steel. It's a really classy looking little knife. Again, about £7 or £8 when I bought it. Super knife. Another Rough Rider. One that you can buy now without any problem. This cost £7 or £8 when I bought it. It's a little lockback in brass. Good weighty little knife. But a great EDC with 440A and a hollow grind that's done well. Super. This one I bought not so long ago. I bought this off Etsy. This is the silver collection, and it's from U-Cut. And this is a Japanese made knife, handmade knife in Japan. Not so keen on that so much, but it's a beautiful little small rendition of, the Buck 55, which I have there. This is just a smaller version. You can see the similarities. Made in Japan. They were copied all over the world and still are, Buck. But this is a lovely little, just a homage to it. And then, well, let's talk about these. I mean, this cost me about £10, I think. I bought a couple of them and I got 2 for 20. One's a Chinese version. That is the basis of that collection. So from then it was a few years ago, I got the Buck 55. Because everybody said I had to get it, and they were right. It's a fantastic knife. But then, in a moment of complete madness, I gave this to Justin because he said he had never had one. I thought, right, you have that. And a couple of years later, last week, he gave it back to me again. He says, because I'm not using it. I love it, but I'm just not using it. I thought, super, it's back in my collection again. And that's it. Now, these are, this is a higher end, and more expensive, but they're still under £100. These two, this one's under 100, this one's about 70. This is a beautiful Alar, but it's not the Japanese Alar. They get these made in China now. But, and this is a huge but, it is made to perfection. It is, honestly, it's super. For like a little £70 knife, look at the grinds on that blade. And again, you've got a slight hollow grind on there, a point to die for. This is stunning. Nice. It's not fantastic jigging, but it looks well because it's been done so well. It's been polished well. The lockback is beautiful on it. Centered. Just a super, super little knife. And I love the Alar shape. And it's one that I like to have in my collection. And then my one expensive one that's over the £100 is the Moki. This Moki is just perfection. Handmade knife in Japan. Beautiful, beautiful mirror finish, complete mirror finish. Let me see, you can see my stand up there, and I'm sure I'm down here somewhere. Where am I? There we go. You can see my grumpy old face there. This is beautifully made. This is Japanese art. It really is a stunning knife. Stunning. Absolutely perfect. But it's the top end of that collection. And for little small lockbacks, I think that's a lovely collection. There's not one of them looks cheap, and I genuinely don't believe any one of these look like a cheap knife. And they are really useful. They're the sort of thing I love to carry. You know, these ones as a secondary knife, and these ones would be fifth pocket knives. But they're just stunning. But, you know, only one of them is over £100, and only two of them are up in the higher sort of 60, £70. But again, if you can buy second hand, you get them cheaper. But these ones are all around £10. But yet that fills out a lovely collection in my piece. Now, I suppose this is more for, you know, young YouTubers starting out. Don't feel you have to follow the trend of all new knives. That's a beautiful collection of lockbacks for anybody. There's not one of them I wouldn't be ashamed to give somebody to try. Not one of them. I adore having this one and these two. This one's my little star. It's the one I feel very, very just overexcited when I bought it. But it's beautiful. But the rest are just average knives. And these are what people would call ultra budget knives, under £10. But they work. Do you know what I mean? What's the steel on them? 440A. And what else have I got down there? This San Remo, I think, was 8CR. This was a real high-end one. 8CR, 420. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know what that is. Probably 420. This one's 8CR, I think. That's, yeah. No, Oz 8. I think that's Oz 8. And this one is... No, this one's Oz 8. And this one... Let me just have a look. Do you see? I can't even blooming remember. Alar knives. It doesn't even say. I think it's 8CR. But whatever it is, it's well heat treated. It's a fantastic knife. And that is the thing. I mean, look out for people when they say it's well heat treated, because that's what you want. You want to buy a knife that's not going to blunt in the first couple of sharpens, and then that's it, gone. These all work really well. And I mean, for these will never leave my collection. These might change. This has already been out and come back in again, but that's okay. If I really wanted one that badly, I would go and buy one. But I had these, so there was no real need. So there you go, a cheap and easy way to have a collection in whatever genre you want, but you do not have to spend the big bucks on getting the very high end. If you've got the money and there's something you really want, I'm all for getting it. It's your money. If you're not harming anybody, it isn't taking away food off your table, absolutely buy whatever you want. Should it be from £10 to £10,000? I couldn't care. But to build a knife for most of us, you know, to build a collection, it's better if you have a few of the cheaper ones, but buy nice ones that you like and you'll actually use so you can give a valid opinion on them. So there you go. There's nothing worse than giving an opinion on a knife and then a lot of people buy it and it's crap and they don't like it. And you haven't really used it enough to give them the right information. That is not good. That's not good. Again, learning how to sharpen is the best way to overcome any of that, because then you can have, you know, a sub-budget, but still keep it sharp, so it'll work as a knife. Knife just has to be sharp. It doesn't say it has to be sharp forever. It just has to be sharp. But there you go. These all cut lovely. Great way to start a collection. I have lots of other lockbacks. I do like a lockback. It's one of my nice things, but these are the sort of ones that I use and carry. This one, not so much, because I just love that mirror finish so much, but I still carry it. I carry it and I'll have a secondary knife in my pocket anyway, a main knife. So there you go, Paddy's away. Hope this helps you, but it is a nice way to build up where you're not spending a fortune on having 7 great knives. Have a couple of great, and then 3 or 4 that are priced well enough that you're quite happy to use them, because it is that using of a small lockback. It's such a simple tool, but it really is a useful tool. I'm away for a wee cup of tea. Enough of my old waffle. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. It would really, really mean the world to me. It really would. Take care now. Bye-bye.